Morning Zompoc!
Okay, I wasn't ready for that.
Neither was I, it just came out.
Good morning, Zompoc. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Bex and this is Marc doing the strange voice over there.
Welcome to our podcast, where we are recording each episode whilst barricaded inside our own homes, hiding from the zombies outside.
Yep, the zombie apocalypse has finally hit Britain. We've been predicting it for years and it's finally happened. I'm in Manchester, Marc's in London. We're currently stuck in our homes with very little power or supplies and using the faintest Wi-Fi signal to record and upload this podcast.
For some strange and unknown reason, despite the loss of power, we both have a very limited internet connection to each other. We've been unable to reach others at this point or connect to the internet proper, but our Skype stream has remained active throughout the whole thing. So we're recording this podcast and uploading when the internet allows us to do so, in the hope of connecting to the rest of humanity. We want to talk to everybody out there so they can hear our message and we can document life in zombie apocalyptic Britain.
Yeah, so here we are talking about our lives and experiences throughout this Zompoc, searching for survivors, keeping our spirits up. And if you're managing to listen to this, then we want to keep your spirits up too.
Yeah, that's right. If you're there and you can hear us, try contacting us. We have an email. None of our normal emails work. I've been trying. I can only download emails sporadically. So if you send an email, we'll try and answer it here on the show.
To be honest, I'm quite glad my email doesn't work because it's the most embarrassing email that I've had since I was about 11 years old. So I'm quite glad.
Another bonus of the zombie apocalypse, no more spam.
No more spam. Do you think we'll still get spam on our new email address?
God,
We'll get some kind of survivalist spam.
Maybe.
We never know. But anyway, so we do have an email address. We can't get any of our old emails, but for some reason this one works, and it's wineandgiggles@gmail.com. I know it does sound a bit fake. It was literally the only one we could get. So please send us your emails. Let us know you're alive. Let us know you're well. Let us know how you're surviving.
Yeah, please. If you know us, if you're our friends or if you're family, please let us know you're alive. We don't know. We've spoke to each other. That's about it. Since 14 days ago when this all started, we've been stuck with only this little internet connection and our own families and our own homes. That's all we've had to see. So if you're alive and you can hear us, let us know. If you need help, maybe we can help. Maybe other people are hearing and they can help you too. So let us know. We may not be able to help. It's highly unlikely I can help. But someone else might be able to help. I mean, Bex could help. She's useful. I could relay the message for more useful people. That would be my task.
I'm really useful at locating wine.
Yeah. So if you're stuck in the zombie apocalypse and you have no wine, then
you have no idea what kind of Pinot goes with your baked beans, your cold baked beans,
then obviously you need an expert, in which case you can send an email to Bex.
Yes. So I think maybe we should do this every week then. I think we kind of owe it to humanity to answer emails, pass on the message, pass on to some survival tips if anyone's got any tips and hints out there. And we should probably do that first, I reckon. Well,
definitely. I think it's our duty. It's part of our job that every week we should read the messages of the survivors. So send us your emails. If you're a survivor, if you're living through this zombie apocalypse, and if you can still get the faintest internet connection, send us an email, tell us you're alive, tell us your message, tell us your story. Even come on the show if you can. We would love to have you here as a guest. Come on the show and we can talk to you. And each week we'll pass on these messages. And this will be part of the show. It'll be part of connecting with the rest of the world.
So what else are we going to talk about?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
We're winging it.
Yeah, we was winging it. I think we should maybe sort of talk about our own experiences. I think each week we should try and document what's happening to us, what has happened to us. I think it's part of our responsibility to do that. I think it's part of our job to make sure that the world outside of here understands of what's happening. So I think maybe for this first episode we should try and tell people how we got here, how we ended up where we are.
So Marc, do you want to go first then? So how come you're alive? What's been happening with you?
It was all very strange.
Obviously, zombie apocalypse tends to be strange.
it wasn't a usual thing. It wasn't exactly how you would think it would be. It was pretty chilled out. I had a pretty chilled out start to the zombie apocalypse. I know, it was pretty chilled. It was Sunday. It was a nice day. We was home. Me, the kids, the dog, wife. We was at home. I live in sort of a suburban environment, I suppose. I live in the suburbs of London. I live in a quiet little cul-de-sac of a road. And the sun was out, like I said, blue sky. It was lovely. It was chilled out Sunday afternoon. The TV was on. Strangely, the TV was not showing proper TV, which was weird. It was just sort of old programs on a loop, you know what I mean?
Like when they start repeating Friends.
Yes, it was like that. We had like Friends, old episodes of Big Bang Theory. It was all stuff that you've seen 100,000 times, and it was just repeated on a loop, the same things, which was weird. But it was, chilled out. I was being lazy. The kids were being lazy. The internet wasn't working for some reason. It was sporadic at best. It was dropping out, but that happens at times, and I wasn't really thinking about it too much. We were just playing around and mucking around, and then I've got a dog, and it's only a small dog, so it runs up and down in the house, back window, front window, back window, front window. It does it all the time, but this, on this day, it's at the front window and it's barking at people as they go by. Which she normally does, but it was a bit more frantic and unusual. So we sort of quietened down a bit, and then the kids were looking out the window to see what she was barking at and stuff like that. And then I think it was my daughter come up to me. She said, "Look out the window. There's some people out there." I thought, "Oh, cool." So I look out the window.
Oh, cool. It was just a gathering outside my
house.
Oh,
but there was a gathering,
cool.
and it was it wasn't even a gathering. It was just like 3 or 4 people, and they were walking up the end of the cul-de-sac, and I sort of looked out the window and I thought, oh, that's weird. They looked a bit like I would say like old people. They were sort of moving slowly, and I thought, oh, there's some old people coming.
You can't discriminate against old people. Some old people don't move slowly.
Well, these ones did. They looked like... Imagine in your mind old people getting off a bus to go to an old person's party. And that's what I thought. I thought, oh, maybe the lady down the end of the road...
Maybe there was a village fete.
Is having a party, and the old people have just got off a bus and they're wandering down in drips and drabs. That's what it looked like. And there were some old people, 2 or 3, sort of shambling around. And I thought, well, they look a bit unsteady. They look like they should have wheelchairs or frames or something. They were sort of falling over and, not falling completely over, otherwise I would have gone and helped, obviously. But they were sort of, tripping over their own feet and strange stuff like that. So I went upstairs to look out the window to get a better view, because I'm a nosy neighbour, you go
obviously.
Upstairs, you look out.
Nose.
Yeah, you got to look from the top. So I went upstairs to have a look, and my neighbour opposite, a fella who I've known for absolutely years, his name's James, lives opposite me, and he come out of his house, and there was an old lady just walking past his front garden, and he sort of called to her, said, "You're right, love," and she ignored him, and he just...
Rude.
It was, I thought, well, that's a bit rude, but maybe she's old. So he walks a bit closer and says, hello, you're right. And she was kind of ignoring him. And obviously I call the kids up, because this is, unusual behaviour. And I call the kids up and Sue up. And Sue brings the dog as well. And we're all sort of looking out the window like a bunch of weirdos out the window.
With your dog.
With the dog at the window as well. And James is calling over to this lady, and he's asking her what the hell's going on. And she's ignoring him. So he goes over, he comes to the end of his garden, and there's a gate at the end of his garden, and she's leaning on the gate, so he sort of puts her hands on her, and as he puts her hands on her, she turns so fast, really fast, like ninja fast. She turns like ninja fast on the spot, and believe it or not, she opens her mouth so, like a viper, I don't know, like what type of snake opens their mouth? It was like that.
Oh, is it like? Oh no, it's not a rattlesnake. They're non-poisonous.
One of the ones with a really big mouth.
Yeah, the ones that can dislocate the jaw.
It was like that. I mean, I might be exaggerating in my mind, but that's what it reminded me of. Her mouth opened, and it clamped shut on his face.
Ooh.
Okay? So, stunned silence in the room. Me, Sue, kids, dogs barking, but the rest of us, stunned silence. And she starts gnawing on his face. I'm laughing now, but it's not funny,
You have to laugh.
You have to laugh. But
or you cry.
At the time, it was shocking, Old lady biting face, not good. So he pushes her back, and they sort of go backwards and forwards. There's a metal gate, like a small garden gate in between them, so he managed to separate himself. He's bleeding from the face profusely. She leans over the gate and falls on top of him and carries on eating his face.
Oh, nice.
And this is where it goes nuts. Okay, this is where it goes.
This is where it goes nuts.
No, it was already nuts.
Not 5 seconds before.
I mean, but that's like almost normal nuts, if that makes sense. Like, you know, a violent attack in the street is a violent attack in the street, and it's very shocking, it's horrible, and you don't want your kids to see. But it's a violent attack in the street. But this is where it goes to beyond that. So, there's an old lady eating my neighbour James's face. I don't know what to do. Do I run downstairs and run out and help, or do I not? I'm caught between two minds. And then other people start coming out of their houses and running over to James. And as they run over to James, she attacks another guy. And then someone goes over to one of the other old people down the road and sort of holds on to them. And that old person attacks that person. And then it multiplies. And there's people biting people really, really quickly. And we're all upstairs. And in the matter of 90 seconds, there's a whole street full of people eating each other. I turn and look. My kids are crying. They're hysterical. My wife is crying. They're hysterical. The dog's having a fucking great time. It's barking like there's no tomorrow. This thinks it's the best thing. And I don't know, 90 seconds, 2 minutes have gone past at this time. I look down to my front door. So my window that we're looking out is my bedroom. And I look down and towards my front door. And there's 6 or 7 of these people there in front of my door. Okay. So I'm freaking out. This is, not a good scenario. So I went downstairs. The kids are staying upstairs. Sue's staying upstairs. I go downstairs. I have a sneaky suspicion what's happening. I mean, we used to do a podcast about zombies. We're prepared. You and I know our shit.
We can see the zombie apocalypse unfolding in front of our eyes.
Exactly. I mean, we this is what we've been preparing for the last 4 months. So I went downstairs. Unfortunately, I've got a bug out bag now. I didn't used to have one, but since we did our podcast and stuff, I bought a bug out bag. I keep it in the car. The car is in a garage, which is connected to my house. I can get to it through the kitchen. So I go through the kitchen door, into the garage, grab my bug-out bag, put it in the house, okay? That's the first thing I do. I'm thinking ahead, okay? Because of the podcast that we've done previously. I'm quite lucky. I've got a very, very small back garden, and it's all concrete walls, and they're all quite high. Well, not concrete, brick walls. They're all quite high. So my back garden's pretty secure. In my shed, I've got lots of stuff. I've got weapons and... Not weapons. I got shed stuff. You know what I mean? Hammers and... tools and shit. I don't use them because I'm rubbish at DIY, but someone would use them one day, hopefully. So I go to the shed, and there's a shitload of wood and stuff because we've been doing my son's room. We've been decorating his room. So we had a load of wood where we took down his wardrobe, and hammers and nails and stuff. I took all that stuff, and I brought it all in the house, and I start hammering in the doors and the windows and stuff like that. And I start securing the windows because I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking this is the zombie apocalypse, and I'm thinking I can board up the windows and the doors. So that's what I start doing. So I get the bag, I start boarding up the windows, and now all we have left is a small gap in each window.
Well, you've got to be able to see out. See what's going
we've got to
on.
be able to see out. So in each window we've got a small gap, and everyone is freaking out. Okay, the kids are freaking out. Sue's freaking out. We're trying the TV. We're trying the internet. We're even trying radios. Fucking FM radios.
Yeah.
We're trying that shit on the car. It didn't work. Nothing on. There's no news. Only repeats, right? You'll have to back me up with your story in a minute. But this is in London, where I was. Fuck all, right? Proper fuck all. Not just fuck all, proper fuck all.
Yeah, not just the minutely bit of fuck all, just epically fuck all.
Epically fuck all. Right, so this is really weird, and I'm getting, I'm freaking out. So, I managed to get a phone call out. I managed to phone my family. Not all of my family, just my parents. And they were fine. They were secure. They managed to, secure up the house. I explained what I thought was going on. They didn't believe me, but they secured the house as best they could anyway. Then the phone went dead. Sue managed to phone her parents before it all kicked off properly, when we was all looking out the window. She managed to text her parents, and they were securing their house. They're a bit more prepared. They're a bit more like us, so they're prepared. My parents are prepared. Yeah, exactly. They know. My parents are going to die, man. I mean, I don't know. I feel bad because, it's 14 days ago now. They're probably dead.
No, hopefully they're listening to the podcast now.
Hopefully, but I doubt it. I'm laughing, but I shouldn't laugh. So we managed to get a few phone calls out. Then one of the kids, who's looking out the gap in the window, calls over to me and says, "Look across the road. It's one of our neighbours." So I look across the road, and one of our neighbours is called Jeanette. So Jeanette's on the other side of the road, and she's a larger lady, should we say? She never really comes out of her house. I've never seen her come out of her house, and she's a very, very, very big lady, and she's shouting at the top of her voice at the zombies, and she's screaming, "Leave me alone! Leave my pussy alone!"
Leave my what alone?
Her pussy alone. She said, "Leave my pussy alone." And I'm me. I'm fucking pissing myself laughing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. As you are now. To me, this is funny. I'm in it. So I'm laughing. Sue's like crying because it's inappropriate. The kids are like, "What are you laughing at?"
I love how your wife thinks it's inappropriate, but we just think it's hilarious.
To me, it's funny. So we're laughing. She's crying about her pussy, and then I noticed that in the garden stood a zombie holding a long-haired cat. And
is a zombie eating her pussy?
Like a hot dog, right? And no word of a lie, 2 hands like a hot dog, holding it and eating it from the head onwards. And it was, dislocated jaw, head in mouth, eating the and that was weird. So at that point, there was complete shutdown. We all freaked out. So I see her there. She stood in the doorway, and that's when I heard the mission bell. And I was thinking, this could be heaven, or this could be hell. And that's the end of my story.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how it started for me. I don't know if your story's any different.
My story is horrendously different.
Okay. Was it slightly less relaxed or more relaxed?
It was very less relaxed. So
I found sorry to interrupt you starting your story there, but I found the zombie apocalypse was more relaxed than I thought it would be.
Oh really? No.
So far.
Well, at least you were kind of holed up at home. I'd gone to Aldi's to get some bits for tea.
Worst place.
Well,
worst place ever.
I know. I thought I'd do like a roast chicken dinner or something. So I thought, well, I'll go to Aldi. I'll get like a Swede and a joint of chicken, and it's a nice Sunday afternoon. We'll eat outside in the garden. But you gotta have a traditional Sunday roast, haven't you, on a Sunday?
Uh-huh.
Thought about having a barbecue, but I thought no, traditional Sunday roast, but we'll eat in the garden. So it's so enjoy the sunshine and all that. So as I kind of came out of Aldi, I used to work in a pub, and I saw one of our regulars across the car park called Donkey Dave.
Donkey Dave? Why was he called Donkey Dave?
Well, he's called Donkey Dave because apparently, rumour has it, he has a massive schlong.
Oh, okay.
But he's quite old, the guy's in his 70s.
Well, to be fair, it takes a while to sort of cultivate that sort of reputation. It's not something you get overnight.
No, definitely not. And so, the last time, I worked in the pub. I started working in the pub about 10 years ago, and he was Donkey Dave kind of 10 years ago, so he's definitely still got the reputation. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Not actually seeing the schlong myself.
No. Well, we just have to go by other people's experiences at this point.
Well, yeah, definitely. I heard the rumour. That's what he's called now, Donkey Dave. That's
Donkey Dave.
That's
yep,
it.
Yep.
But how can I explain this now? He kind of saw somebody else in the car park, and I was about to go over and say hello to him, and he kind of sidetracked me and went for this bloke, and he literally buried his face in his neck.
Oh.
And I was like,
what?
Hang on, what's the bloody hell's going on here? And I backed away because I saw this spurt of blood coming up, and it was like an arch. It went for miles, this arterial spray. It looked like it was just going to it coated Donkey Day. It coated his walking stick that he still had. I don't know how he was carrying on with his walking stick, but it must have slipped out of his hand at some point, because then he came over to me. And he was still doing this like slow shuffle, because we've established by now, and hopefully everyone at home has established, they're not the fastest zombies. They are quite slow shuffling.
Yeah.
But I was a bit shocked at first. Like the zombie apocalypse thing didn't really register in my head.
It doesn't. It's not the first thing. That's why I was saying about it. It's quite calm. It's not the first thing you think of.
It's definitely not the first thing you think of, even if you're a bit prepared for it. So I kind of backed away towards the door of Aldi, and as he approached the curb, well, he just didn't see the curb, and he just fell flat on his face and shattered all his teeth.
This is the zombie. He did that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he took care of himself.
Well, that's it. Now at least he's not chomping on me, which is good. So but then suddenly,
did you think obviously the guy's hurt himself? You need to help him.
Not after he'd ripped the trachea out of another guy, I didn't think because then suddenly I kind of snapped out of my panic and saw other people kind of running down the road, and I thought, this is the Zompoc happening.
It's happening, yeah.
But I live about a mile away from Aldi, and I don't drive or anything, I walk, and Simon was at home with the toddler. I thought, I've got to get home, I've got to get home, so I ran through all the back streets of Swinton, so kind of through the church, around the back of the park, and just kind of legged it home. And luckily, I didn't actually encounter anything else since.
Oh, that was lucky.
Well, I didn't stick to the main roads. As I kind of passed the main road, I saw kind of cars, and some had crashed into each other. People were shouting at each other because they'd crashed into each other and then were getting taken down by these zombies. People were kind of being dragged out of the restaurants and the cafes and the takeaways near me, and that's why I decided not to go down the main road, which is the quicker option, and I'd cut around the back streets and down like the housing estate bit, and I don't think it had been that badly hit. I must have just exited Aldi as it had started.
Mm-hmm. Did you run?
I did run. I ran as fast as I could.
Did you bomb it?
Literally bombed it. Bombed home from Aldi.
Right.
That reminds me of a song. Did you ever have a song when you were in school?
No.
You go, my mama's got no money, my daddy's on the dole. They sent me down to Aldi to rob a sausage roll. I'm running home with Aldi sausage roll. And that just reminded me of that.
We could change that for your own personal little story. I think we should,
what,
write new words.
Next week I'm going to write the words to that song, and it's going to be, I'm running home from my Aldi zombie. I don't know. I'm going to work on that next week.
I think that could be Bex's theme tune.
Yeah.
We could set it to music. It could be your theme tune.
Yep.
That's the way we're going. Okay. So you managed to get home. You got home safely?
I did. I got home safely. I ran through the door, and I think I was basically having a heart attack because I've not ran since 1999. And I think I managed to kind of gasp out the word zombie apocalypse, and Simon was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you're on about your dribble again, yeah.
Yeah, just go upstairs. It's not podcast time, it's not Fridays. And I think I actually had a hard time convincing him until one of them banged on the window. Came through the door, because the dog was going mad, a bit like your dog, 'cause he's only a little terrier too. So he was going a bit mad, running up and down the stairs and kind of barking and growling. He had like his hunches up and everything. And one of them banged on the window.
Oh, what? How did the zombie bang on the window? Is it like that?
No. He got his face and his hands, and he twatted himself against my window. My front window's really big as well, and he left a big massive smear of like, I don't know what it was,
like a seagull.
Yeah. Like grease and blood and probably a bit of brain matter in there if he'd been chomping on someone's brain. I don't know. It was like goo.
Like a dirty seagull.
Like a dirty
zombie apocalypse
had gone against my window. And but the thing is, I couldn't see any other zombies in the vicinity. It was just him.
Yep.
So luckily, he'd kind of served the purpose that he'd managed to convince Simon that the zombie apocalypse was happening.
Yeah.
But he was going to draw others, so I got a golf club.
You got a golf club? Or Simon got a golf club, or you got a golf club?
No, Simon's got some golf clubs in the... And I thought, I can't, if he's going to draw the attention to me baby, then...
Yeah, you got to take him out.
He's got to go. And I couldn't see any others in the vicinity, so I went out and I just took care of him.
You took care of him yourself?
Because I'm badass.
That's a woman doing woman's work.
Yeah, no one's coming near my baby.
To be fair, if that was me, I probably would have just left it. I would have thought, what are you so out about?
No, I didn't want to know I'm in the house, so
it's not doing anyone any harm. It's okay in the garden,
To be fair, I've just cleaned those windows. It was doing...
Yeah,
it needs to fuck off with its brain matter mouth.
I mean, at this point, you go outside the house, you leave the house, you've got a golf club in hand. Simon's inside the house with your little one.
Yep.
Was he not, was he not a bit nervous? Was he not, apprehensive? Normally it's the fella going out with the golf club, but you took care of your own business.
Well, I think he was the same as me at the kind of Aldi where it was like, nah, this isn't really happening. And it was only when I actually beat the shit out of this zombie that he kind of thought, oh, okay.
At that
this
point,
is
you're
happening.
in for a penny in for a pound. Yeah, because he's like, it's either the zombie apocalypse or Bex is going to prison. So,
yeah.
You kind of got to go with the apocalypse, don't you? You got to jump in with 2 feet, otherwise, you're in prison. So yeah. And where did it go from there? I mean, was that sort of pretty much the start of it for you? Did you lock up, or was there more?
Yeah, just kind of locked the house up. We didn't have any wood or anything, so I couldn't do what you did with the window. So I thought if we get to the top floor, then obviously they can't really see in because we've got an attic. It's not the best attic in the world, but it's it's got a floor on it, so it's fine. So just grabbed everything out of the kitchen, everything I could possibly get out of the cupboards, went into some bags, clothes, nappies, things like that. Just went up into the attic, and we've just been hiding out in there ever since.
So what's it like outside? I mean, outside mine, I'll describe mine, and then you can describe yours. Outside mine, it's like it's Sunday morning again, and it's a normal day. It's lovely out there. The weather's nice. I can only see a little bit of that, but there's lots of zombies just wandering around. I mean, like loads. I have a small house in a small cul-de-sac, and I would say there's probably hundreds just in my street. So fuck knows what it's like out the rest of it. Is it similar down yours?
Yeah, so I'm on like a main road with a big housing estate to the back of me as well. So there is quite a few. I'm going to use that term lightly. There's quite a few outside, but they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of standing there and just swaying from side to side.
Swaying around. Sometimes they wander around and bump into each other.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid anybody should be alive, because if they're alive, if they see someone who's alive, they will sort of gather and try to, like they did, like you was worried about doing in your house, they will kind of gather. But it's more a weight and numbers thing. So it's sort of, if you don't make a lot of noise and you've got 3 or 4 outside your house, or maybe more, then that's fine. You can handle that, because they're never going to get in. If you get hundreds and hundreds outside your house, your door has got no chance, no matter how you build it up. So it's a weight of numbers thing,
Yeah, and they're not kind of like gathered in my house, like in my front garden or anything. They're just kind of dotted on the road, like in the road.
I've got some in my front garden.
But
I've got a few.
They've not managed to negate the gate yet.
No, I've started to name the bastards. So I guess that kind of covers how we got where we are today.
Yeah.
What should we do now, I suppose?
Well, to be honest, I'm planning on scavenging for supplies again, because we're due a big shop, and if I don't get some Piriton soon, I'm actually going to kill someone that's not a zombie.
Can you hear that?
What is that? Can you hear me? You're breaking up. Are you okay?
Is that you breaking up, or is that me breaking up? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me all right?
I have no idea.
Static noise. What is that?
Yeah, I feel like I can hear a voice, but I'm not sure. Let's just be quiet and listen for a bit. I have no idea what that is.
What, that noise?
Yeah.
That's the baby.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll sort that out. Okay. So what are you doing tomorrow?
So like I said, I'm probably going to go and do a bit of a supply run, because all I've got left in the attic is some, that Maggi chicken stuff, the oh so juicy, but I've got no chicken to put with it, so it's...
Yeah.
I mean, I could pick them. I've got a bit of bread. I can pick a bit of mould off that, but it's... supplies are dwindling. I'm going to have to go out.
Right. I mean, I'm not that struck with going out, if I'm honest. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks. I was lucky enough that I had quite a lot of supplies. I've got a freezer in the garage, so that stayed cold for quite a time. And I've got another freezer, which is in the shed. And again, that's had quite a lot of stuff in it.
You were definitely more prepared than me.
Well, I've also, the car is in the garage that had the freezer, and the car's full of petrol, and it's got lots of 12 volts, so I can just plug shit in. So that's been running a lot of the electric, and I've got a generator down the shed as well, which has been running slowly as well. So I've got a bit of stuff, but I've got no real things. Do you know what I mean? Like essentials. Let me give you an idea. I'm running out of toilet paper. Right? And that is like, it's not something you can stock, is it? It's like, I can be prepared, I can have lots of food, lots of tin food, but how the fuck would you supply? I mean, 3 weeks of toilet roll is a lot of toilet roll. Where do you keep it all? So I'm going to have to go out and get some stuff. I'm just really not looking forward to it. I've got like food, and the water's still going. Is the water still going where you are? I assume it is.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, but no one thinks about fucking toilet roll and toothpaste.
Well, I tell you what,
deodorant.
My granddad actually had a tip for if you're running out of toilet roll.
Yeah.
You may not have heard the tip, but he said you can, if you have a poo, you can just use one square of toilet roll to wipe your bum by folding it in four, so in quarters.
Yeah.
Ripping a corner out.
Yeah.
Unfolding it.
Yeah.
Put your finger through the hole.
Yeah.
Scrape the poo out your bum.
Oh.
Wipe your hand on the toilet paper and then use the little corner bit to clean under your fingernails.
That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
This is what I grew up with.
You have to bear in mind that we were just talking about...
I'm going to say, Mum, if you're listening, this is what Nan Dad was teaching me when I was young.
Oh, well, at least you had good zombie survival skills.
Yeah.
Just think of it that way.
I've not tried it yet. I'm not quite that desperate. We went to a car boot and we picked up, one of those like 36 pack of toilet roll.
Yeah.
Like $2.99.
Yeah.
So we're all set. We're all good.
You're all set. Well, until you run out.
Till we run out.
What are you going to do?
Well, no, I'm going to Avenue for supplies. Like we said, I need some supplies. I've only got magic chicken seasoning.
Yeah, I'm going to leave scavenging for a bit. I don't think it's for me.
The thing is, they're all slow. I can probably just walk up a curb, and that, the curb seems to stump them and then just fall on their face. Just use the curb force.
You do what you need to do. I'm gonna take it slow. Have you got any zombies outside your house?
Well, yeah, I've got quite a few. Like I said, none are in my front garden, but they're all kind of milling around in the road. I've not really paid much heed.
So I've been observing. It's been 14 days since the start of the zombie apocalypse.
Mm.
Have you tried listening to them?
They're just kind of groan and stuff, or they groan a bit more loud if they want to eat. If you make a bit too much noise.
I know. But if you listen for ages, right, I guarantee that you can make out little words, right? I have these zombies that I see all the time. Remember I said I named the fuckers, right?
Yeah.
And there's one outside my house, and the kids call him Bob, right?
Ah, Bob the zombie.
Bob the zombie, because he says things, and he says words. Now, my wife swears I'm going insane. The kids swear I'm going insane.
I think you've been smoking something.
Honestly, I have not been smoking anything. All I've been,
Have you been at my wine supply?
I've had tap water, which may be infected with something by now, and pretty much tins of ravioli. Oh, and jelly tots. I don't know if that combination, tap water, jelly tots, and tins of ravioli is...
Making you a bit bonkers. But what does he say?
Maybe.
Go on then, what does he say?
Well, I don't know. What you have to do... I've recorded it. I've charged my phone. I charged my phone yesterday, knowing it was doing this today. I charged my phone in the car. And I recorded it, and I'm going to play it back to you, and you have to tell me what you think, okay? So do you want to hear it?
If it's zombie, if it's zombie like now an official language, are we going to have to start teaching it in schools when we rebuild?
Honestly, I don't know. My wife said it just sounds like groans and mumbles and nothing. I say there's words in there. So let's hear it.
All right, go on then.
Here you go.
Oh there, Bob here. How's it gone, you live fuckers? I'll tell you what happened to me the other day. Typical example of my fucking shitty life. Or death. Whatever. Anyway, I was walking down the street, minding my own business. You know me, Marc. I like to keep myself to myself. And this fucking bitch got all up in my face. Help, stop trying to bite us. Help. Well, it's not what I fucking need, I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of bloke. Give me a good car park to stand around in all day and I'm sorted. So I says to her, yeah, pet, calm yourself down, man. Before you hurt yourself, you're getting right on my fucking tits. I tried to say that, but you know how it is through the day. I struggle to talk, so it came with a bit more like or something. So she goes, don't please, So I bet I just to shut her the fuck up because she was getting right on me tits. Anyway, long story short, I've got a new wife. She's a bit fucked up in the face and that, after, what happened. But she doesn't talk much, so she's alright. Oh well, this is Bob. See you later.
Right, see, it's just nonsense. You can't hear a thing. So it sounds like groans and moans. What do you think?
I can't really hear anything. I think this zombie apocalypse might have been a bit too stressful on you.
I'm not sure. I'm going to record him again next week. For like science and experiments, because if they're saying words, we should know. Really, we should know what they're saying. I think if I keep recording it every week, we'll find out what's going on. Why the zombies are being zombies.
I think you may be a little bit loopy, but I suppose you've got to do something to keep you entertained for the rest of the week until you talk to the delightful me again.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. So that's the end of the first podcast then. I think we've not really got anything else to discuss.
Yeah, we better go conserve our power and wait for the right moment to upload the podcast to the internet.
It's been great reaching out to you guys, and honestly, if anyone's listening, just get in touch.
Yeah, seriously, if anybody's listening, thank you. Thank you for listening. Be safe. Take care. Remember, we are here. You can send us an email at whininggiggles@gmail.com and let us know how you're staying safe.
Let us know how you're kicking ass.
But mainly staying safe. That's what we're all supposed to be doing, is surviving.
All right, well, thank you for listening. I'm going to have to go because I think that last bit's riled them up. They're starting to groan a bit louder outside, so I better be a bit more quiet.
Right then. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Bye, see you next week.
Thank you for listening to Good Morning Zompoc. Your hosts were Marc and Bex. Neither Marc or Bex have any previous experience in acting or improvisation. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a positive review on iTunes. All of the events discussed in this podcast are fictional. No person, character or event is based on any real-life experience. Any similarities to characters or events to any real or fictional character or events is pure coincidence.